Spavin controls to Garber, the ex-Rowdy. Spavin converged on by Fink, and here's a possible breakaway. Glover, lots of room in the middle. Square to Rodney Marsh. On the wing, the right wing is Smethurst, and here comes the ball to him. Derrick with a cross inside, cleared away by McAllister. DeLeon. Egan coming up with good anticipation. Kevin Egan. Egan with the ball now, trying to cross it, still controls. Here's a ball. Smethurst up high. Cleared away by McAllister. It's going to be a corner, Tampa Bay.
That'll be a goal kick, apparently. Derek Smethurst getting his head to the ball at the last moment, going over the goal line for a goal kick, but a similar play to the one that led to the first goal by the Rowdies last week against Chicago when Wegerle crossed on the right side and Derek Smethurst was a little closer to the goal in front of the far post, but a same head shot opportunity.
Now on an overlap like that, Frank, from Kevin Egan, here's danger again. Gary Darrell, Mike Connell, Egan and Connell on Darrell. They move him out of the penalty area. Spavin with the ball to DeLeon. Marsh takes it away, but not well. Hammond saves it from going across the end line, and here's the quick distribution to Rodney. 20 minutes left in the game. The action getting interesting. As I was saying, when Kevin Egan comes up, people might be wondering, does somebody drop back and fill in his place, or the Rowdies then left with 3 defenders?
Well, of course, somebody's supposed to fill in for you. One of the midfielders is supposed to realize that you're going upfield and that you are going to leave your position vulnerable. So you basically have to pay attention to that so that a breakaway doesn't occur should Kevin Egan miss his cross or get the ball taken away from him.
Egan now will take the free kick. The ball to Wegerle. Steve controls and makes a good move on number 16, Hill. Lester now. On the run, Roy Wilner. Converged on by Lindsay. Wilner. Square pass to DeLeon. The fans responding. Redford now picked up by Karishi. The Diplomats on the attack. Redford and Farouk across. Hammond comes out. Beats Sylvester to the ball. Make that Spavin, who is coming toward. Hill, but taken away by Joe Fink. The forward coming back in defense to break up the Diplomats' danger. In the middle, Lenny Glover. Nobody will give you up to $1,000 cash rebates on all new 77 Dodge cars, pickups, and vans except Colonial Dodge. Nobody.
A lot of action here, Tom, and the action in New Jersey turned out to be very good news indeed for the Rowdies because in a shootout, the Dallas Tornado upset the Cosmos 2-1.
Incredible. How about that? That Dallas team with, well, when we played them, they had 5 Americans in the lineup. They might make some news in the Southern Division of the NASL this year. Marsh loses the ball. Spavin now comes counterattacking for Washington. Under 20 minutes. A good ball to DeLeon. Is the flag up? Hammond comes on. He can't get it. Smethurst Egan. Hammond comes to control. Incredible. The ball bouncing over Paul Hammond. We'll watch it again.
I think there was a foul there, and Hammond misjudging that. Look at that. One mistake of the game so far for Hammond, and it could have been a costly one, the costliest one of them all. Egan there blocking it. DeLeon can't find it now. Paul Hammond comes back, tries to pounce on it, and finally gets it out of danger.
On the slow motion, it appeared that Paul thought he might have been out of the box, and that's why at the top of his jump, it seemed like he chose not to use his hands and tried to head it away. I think he was still in the box, but we don't know. Smithers with a chance. Martin with a save, hips it just wide. Oh my, let's watch it again.
Look at the faces, Smethurst and Marsh. They can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
Great ball.
With that save by Eric Martin, it remains 0-0. 15 minutes left in the game. Tampa Bay, Washington, it's getting interesting here. The last 20-25 minutes have gotten very interesting.
A game of near misses so far.
Corner kick, Tampa Bay, Wegerle to approach. Here comes the ball, low. Cleared away by Lester. Again, not very well taken by Tampa Bay. They'll get a throw in out of this. Wegerle to Lindsay. Mark makes a good move to come free at the top of the box. Will he get a shot off? He wants to shoot. Karishi, whistle, offsides is the call against the Rowdies. So the Diplomats will put it in play right about the top of the box.
Tom, we've made as many opportunities to score today as we possibly did against Chicago last week. At least 6 or 7 clear opportunities. Yet, for one reason or another, the finishing just has not been there. Eric Martin has made 2 or 3 key saves. Derek Smithers has had 2 or 3 shots really gone wide when they could have gone into the net.
Connell gets high to get ahead on it. Marsh controlling. Rodney to Lindsay. Lindsay and Spavin having some fun. Gary Darrell. Darrell and jump. Spavin to Redfern. He's 15. Picked up by Karishi. Redfern has gotten free a couple of times against Farouk. Farouk now goes down. Here's a cross inside. Top of the box. Garber can't control. Spavin and Lindsay. On the far wing is DeLeon. Egan takes it away. The Rowdies control. Rodney. Rodney to Lindsay. To Marsh. Spavin controlling again. A little confusion right there by Tampa Bay. A bad place to be confused. Here's Spavin's high ball. Chased down by Gary Darrell. Darrell brings it back to Redfern. Redfern marked by jump. Darrell now free. He elects to feed inside to DeLeon. Connell on DeLeon. Lindsay. Marsh. Marsh for Tampa Bay. Glover. Glover and DeLeon collide. There's a foul against Rodney colliding with DeLeon. Here's the replay. It's going to go against the Rowdies.
No question there was a foul there, but maybe just as well, because at least it stops the action and puts the pressure away from the Rowdies momentarily, gives them time to get set.
10 minutes left in the second half. 10 minutes left in the game. Nothing. Tampa Bay, Washington. We will have overtime. Spavin. Spavin can't find the handle. Marsh steals. Rodney gets it out of danger. Just wanted to get it out of there. Lester controls. McAllister. McAllister pops it high. The game getting a little sloppy right now. Spavin controls for the Diplomats. A good ball on the wing to Sylvester. Connell controls, however, and brings it back to Hammond. Shot across the end line. It'll be a goal kick, Tampa Bay.
And Mike Connell saying to Paul Hammond, thanks very much. I made a mistake there. I know it, and you saved me. Watch it.
Connell just didn't get a lot on it. Yeah, right. Sylvester got off a shot.
But Hammond cut his angle down to give him really no room to shoot into the field. The ball instead, of course, went out of bounds.
Get back to nature. Experience the tranquility of Shadow Run. 1-acre country estates in a lakeside setting, located away from the city of Rush, just 8 miles south of Brandon.
And maybe that will be the last of the pressure, at least for the moment, against the Rowdies. A high shot.
With the ball taken out of play right now, the referee stops play for a moment and we'll take a break. More North American Soccer League action after this. Chances for the Rowdies. Smethurst with a header. Didn't get a lot on it. Now the Diplomats try and get it away. Get it out of danger. Sylvester would jump on his back. Sylvester to Redfern. Redfern tries a ball, but it's broken up by Glover. Taken away from Randy Garber. Smethurst with a ball. He's fouled viciously. The referee says play on.
And there, of course, what everyone is afraid of, at least from the Rowdies camp, that Smethurst might go down with an injury.
Spavin. DeLeon from Washington. DeLeon from Trinidad. Gary Darrell now chases it down just outside the box. Marked by Connell. Connell and Egan converge. The Rowdies take it away. Yes. On a foul going against Gary Darrell, who retaliated. Free kick, Tampa Bay.
Smethurst on his feet. Definitely limping. I think kicked on his left leg. Of course, he's had injuries on below his knee and on his right groin, and now kicked in the ankle.
We don't see anybody warming up on the far side where the Rowdies bench is, so it looks like Tremonti's going to let him stay in unless he appeals to Eddie to take him out.
Of course, if he goes into overtime, we'll need, Smethers' qualities as a finisher. At any time, he could end the game, and particularly if it goes into a shootout, in which, of course, he will be one of the kickers to participate in the shootout, no doubt.
If you've ever wondered what Florida was like back in the 1800s, Exchange Bank was there. Exchange Bank goes back a lot longer than you and I. Born in the year 1894, Exchange is truly Florida's grand old bank.
Redfern and Qureshi, they're not too happy with each other. Redfern, I think, being the worst off for it.
Throw in Glover to Wegerle. Garber. Marsh. Rodney will chase it down. Moving upfield with him are forwards Fink and Smethurst. Rodney putting the move on Ken Hill. Still controlling. Garber got a foot on it. Rodney was trying to bring it back to Wegerle, and the Rowdies lose it. Controlling is Darrell. Darrell and Jump. Jump, DeLeon to Darrell. Darrell working hard today in the second half for Washington. Redfern. Redfern will cross. Coming into play across the goal mouth. Peter Sylvester made a move around Kevin Egan for the ball. To no avail, it's a goal kick. Tampa Bay, 0-0. Just minutes left in this North American Soccer League game. If you've enjoyed what you see, you want to come to Tampa Stadium. The next Rowdies home game this Saturday, the 30th of April. Rowdies in Rochester, 8 o'clock. A salute to all Tampa Bay youth soccer.
And also like to tell our fans and viewers that if they'd like to see the replay of today's game, they can come to Center Circle tomorrow at 12:30 at the Admiral Benbow Inn and watch the replay of the game.
Wegerle with a chance, taken away by Lester.
Center Circle luncheons are open to the public. All fannies in general. It's a luncheon that costs $3.75, and they can just show up at 12:30 and have a good time and catch up on news from the Rowdies and from around the league.
Attendance today at RFK, good crowd on a good afternoon for soccer, 9,099, the Diplomats and the Rowdies. Fink chases it down on the near wing. Fink picked up by Lester. Joey trying to look up and find some folks. Glover now, taken away by Hill. DeLeon, the crowd wants the Diplomats to run forward and on the breakaway, but they kind of slow it up. Glover and Darrell.
7 minutes to go, and of course the first goal is going to win this game because there's just no way that any team is going to come back from a 1-0 deficit with this little time left.
Of course, the Fannies, Francisco, the Fannies fan club, many of the members back in Tampa watching the game. We hope they're enjoying it. Like to say hello to them.
Yes, I think they're watching at Barrels Whiskey and Rhyme in the Tampa Bay Mall and their big screen, and just like to say hello to them.
Also, another group watching the game today down in Sarasota gathered around, the members of the New College Soccer Club of the Suncoast Soccer League. Hope you lads are enjoying the game and learning something about how it should be played. Steve Wegerle now. Wegerle with a move on Hill. He's still got the ball. Going to pull it back. Thought it was across the end line. The referee says no. Martin with the easy save on the pullback of the cross by Steve Wegerle. Time running short. We will have overtime. 2 7.5-minute sudden death periods. And then we get into the shootout, but we're still going to wait for that. Qureshi clears it out of danger. Spavin again controls. Redfern picked up by Jump. The Dips keep it coming. Sylvester high now. Hammond chases it down. Paul staying close to the goal line on that play with the possible head of Sylvester in the way. The Selig Contemporary Furniture Spectacular is now in progress at Moss Brothers. Save on every piece of Selig furniture in stock at Selig Furniture in stock. But hurry, the sale ends April 30th at Moss Brothers. Check out the Selig Contemporary Furniture line. Qureshi now saves for Tampa Bay. Keeps it in touch. Play kind of stopped. The Rowdies trying to get their act together. Fink comes with a header. Pushes it high. Glover controlling. Glover loses it. Spavin. Now Darrell. Back to Hammond.
Taking no chances. Letting Hammond get all the time to distribute the ball and let everybody else settle down around midfield.
The crowd here at RFK getting excited. They want to see their Dips make something happen. They've enjoyed it. So have we. We hope you have too. Washington and Tampa Bay. Eastern Division friends in the Atlantic Conference of the North American Soccer League. Connell takes it back to Hammond the safe way. Speaking of safety, the Braco service specialist wished the Rowdies the best season ever and remind you that when it comes to expert service, Braco is the name to remember.
Washington right now with most of the action, controlling most of the play in the last 4 or 5 minutes and putting some pressure on the Rowdy defenders.
Redfern, Karishi, good play by Farouk. He goes down hurt, grabbing his left ankle, but in soccer they play on. Farouk's injury leaves a gap. Redfern tries to cross. Jump right there to break up the play.
And I'm sure Redfern is not crying for Karishi. I'm sure he probably said, I'm going to give you the ball on something else as well, this time in return for the last one.
Farouk up now, limping as we play on. Fink back to Lindsay as the Rowdies come attacking. A lot of red shirts back in the zone. Everybody except the forwards for Washington in defense right now. Ken Hill and Joe Fink. A whistle goes against Joey and the Rowdies. Free kick, Washington.
We've got to be in the dying moments of this regulation time. We're more than 4 minutes away from the end of the 90 minutes of regulation play.
Don McAllister played well in defense, as all of the Diplomats have today. Especially this lad right here, Jim Redfern, working hard against Farouk. Farouk up and running well, appears to be okay now. A ball inside to De Leon. Redfern with a shot, a screamer across the goal now. If you saw a super angle from our cameras, let's watch it again. Give and go to De Leon. Wide open is Redfern, boom.
I'm sure that he hoped for some curve there on the dipping away from Hammond first and then curving in, but the ball stayed straight, thanks for, really fortunately for the Rowdies.
Again, the red-shirted Diplomats control. They want it. Garber, second half substitute. Now the Rowdies control again. Lenny Glover. Glover still controlling. Still trying to control, trying to get it away from the red shirts. The sun is out now as the sky begins to clear. Maybe that's a good omen too. The Rowdies like the sunshine, familiar with sunshine. Marsh takes it to Wegley. Back to Rodney. Rodney comes to the middle, back heels to Smethers. Smethers tries a shot, blocked by Lester. Here comes the ball back to Lindsay. Lindsay with the ball. Martin with the save.
Lindsay's tried a lot of shots today from good positions, but somehow there's just not enough on him. Here's one. Martin going up on his goal line with no real problem to handling.
2 minutes left in regulation time. Washington, Tampa Bay, it's 0-0. We've already had a shootout once today in the NASL, with Dallas winning that one over the Cosmos. That helps the Rowdies' chances if Tampa Bay can win this one, whether it be right now in the next 90 seconds, in overtime, or whatever. Certainly put the Rowdies in good shape early in the season in the Eastern Division. Was a significant part of mankind's history, shaped by visitors from another planet. Decide for yourself when Channel 44 presents In Search of Ancient Mysteries, Wednesday night at 9. The Diplomats and Garber. Egan. Garber, Egan. Egan takes it out of touch and out of danger. Breaks up the tack. Washington throw it. Bad ball by the Diplomats, controlled by Egan. That was Captain Spavin who flipped that one in there. Don't know what he had in mind. Fink now being run down by Redfern. Joey now open, free, inside the box. A ball inside, cleared away by the Diplomats.
Smethers waiting for that ball, but it came just a fraction too late, and by then Smethers was covered.
Here's Lindsay. Lindsay breaking free. Hill, Lindsay. And the Diplomats come away with the ball. Spavin. 6 is Alan Spavin.
I'll pick him up.
Cleared away by Kevin Egan. The Rowdies right there to take it upfield. Marsh. Lots of room in the middle right now, late in this game. Rodney pushing it well out in front of him. Rodney coming inside. The Magician, the Clown Prince. Here's a shot. Oh, it's hit goal. Marsh has scored. The Rowdies are ahead 1-0 with only seconds left. Oh, Rodney Rodney, you are beautiful.
He had to take a brilliant piece of individual effort. A great shot by Marsh. Left foot into the far post. And I think that will do it.
Oh, yeah. And all the players gather around. Great bit of camera work there as we see the joy and jubilation on the part of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
We'll see if there was an assist on that goal, whether Marsh really got it strictly on his own, I believe. Great shot from the top of the box.
Here it is again.
Boom! 18 yards away from where the top of the penalty area, where the semicircle meets the 18-yard line. A great shot with his left foot to the right of Eric Martin, the Washington goalkeeper.
And although we couldn't see it, Frank, we can assume that there was a pretty good hook and curve on the ball to kind of circle around Eric Martin.
It was definitely a banana, Tom.
Okay. Must have been a Chiquita, because it sure was a good shot. Paul Hammond for the Rowdies. Tampa Bay now on top, 1-0. The waning moments. Rodney Marsh has brought victory to the Rowdies.
And of course, that is the sort of thing that Rodney Marsh can do, that he's expected to do, and he's done it. He's given the Rowdies a great victory here.
Tampa Bay will play a tight defense now, trying to keep the play in the middle of the field out of danger. Ken Hill. Hill brings to Lester. That's the game. The Rowdies are winners at RFK on the road. They finally have beaten the Washington Diplomats. The final on Rodney Marsh's goal just seconds from time. Tampa Bay 1, Washington 0. Post-game comments after this timeout.
That's pulling it out of the hat.
Incredible.
Staffers here, can you jot them down real quick? What did it?
How much time to recap?
That's right.
How much time will we have when we come back? 1 minute to talk.
Just recap this and that's it.
Yeah.
Don't say what they do. Just say Mike Paul put this. Keep can't move.
Back at RFK, it's all over. The Rowdies won, the Diplomats nothing. Francisco?
Very quickly recapping that goal at 88-19. Steve Wegerle to Rodney Marsh. Wegerle with the assist. The Swarm line, two members of the now famous Swarm line coming up with that great goal for the Rowdies to give them a 1-0 victory.
Francisco, been a pleasure working with you. Lovely to have the Rowdies winners in Washington. It was nice to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
And we'd like to thank these people also, a part of our WTOG production crew: Mike Dunn, Paul Berquist, Keith Bozart, Ken Horner, John Keyes, George O'Gara, and Marty Rotberg. From RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., the final score: the Tampa Bay Rowdies 1, the Washington Diplomats nothing. I'm Tom Keene for Francisco Marcos. Have a very pleasant Sunday afternoon.
pass is deflected out of bounds by Al Trost. Rowdies throw it in quickly. Wagerly loses it. That's Binney, number 22 for St. Louis. Fred Binney at midfield. Starting a run down the left side, decides to go to Salvage, and Salvage circles around back near midfield. Trying to go entirely across the pitch. And he does, as he gets it over to Evans. Johnny Stremlau, number 10. Trying to move it through to Moyers. Couldn't quite get it through the slot. Stars get it back. Binney with an opportunity here, but getting between Binney and the goal, and we get an offside call now in St. Louis, so it mattered little as things turn out. Rowdy started upfield, 42 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the contest, and St. Louis leading 1-0. Stars, of course, you don't want to get greedy, but they could use the maximum points, and that would mean a 3-goal victory, or a victory in which they scored 3. Here's a great bit of footwork and a shot just wide of the mark by Glover. Glover came into this game with a bad leg. He's missed the last 2 contests. Here it is again. Glover with an excellent opportunity here. Stremlau got a piece of him there, and coming out to get in his way, bother him just a bit, was Evans, and that left-footed shot went wide of the mark, and Jokers winds up with the goal kick. Dave clears it out to beyond midfield, but the Rowdies turn it around. Trost has trouble handling the ball. Here comes that man Glover again. Back to Lindsay. Pushing it forward down the far side. Trying to run this one down is Glover, but Evans gets there first. Tries to save it from going out of bounds. Does. Back to Johnny Stremlau. And Stremlau goes to his goalie, Dave Jokers. Stars 1 and the Rowdies nothing. Rowdies rarely lose here in Tampa, so this would be quite an accomplishment for the Stars, particularly in view of the fact that this is their 4th game this week and their 5th game in the last 10 days. That's a lot of soccer. Get a little leg weary at a situation like that. O'Leary trying to move inside 3 Rowdy players, but the traffic jam is a little bit too heavy at that particular point. Here comes Tampa Bay. Rodney Marsh up to Smethers. Smethers tried to push it back to Lindsay, who he felt was in better position. And the pass was intercepted by the Stars. Johnny Stremlau going far side over to Evans. Starts it upfield. Stewart Jump comes over to defend against him. Stremlau, who did not see action until the second half started. Let's see who they've taken out of there. Jack Bennett, is he gone?
It looks as though Peter Bennett has gone out of the game.
There's a shot that's just wide. That looked like it could be trouble for a moment as Jokers came out.
Another good play by Steve Myers, as he's the one that made the play happen that time, as he got the ball off to Bobby O'Leary, who shot the ball just wide. Myers playing a good game.
You're doing a good job running up and down tonight, I must say. See this? You think the sports announcing business is easy?
I wish everyone could see how high we are. It's like doing the game from a Piper Cub.
Well, just that the air is a little thinner up here than it is down in the field. I think, you got to be careful so you don't go into a case of the bends or something when you move from upside to downside. Here come the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They trail by a score of 1-0. Smethers pushing it off to the far side. Connell. Rodney Marsh doing his number on O'Leary. Marsh dancing around. What a piece of footwork. Point blank shot. Rejected by Jokers. Oh, he just keeps moving left, right, and all of a sudden there's an opening for him. There's where we are, up on top. I mean, way up on top. There we are, huh? Now we know how the astronauts felt, right?
It's unbelievable up here.
It's high, and one of the big problems is the players look like ants down there, and the numbers look even smaller. So you have to almost go with players by their physical characteristics and the way they move, rather than by their numbers. All kicked out.
Frank, they just announced the attendance here at Tampa Bay Stadium. It's 21,876 fans, and for the year, the Tampa Bay Rowdies are averaging 20,166. So that's just about right on average for them.
Smethers trying to run this long pass down. It goes over the goal line. And it'll result in a goal kick for the St. Louis Stars. Bob Madison played a splendid game defensively tonight. Bobby's been doing a lot of running like most everybody has. It's very humid. Humidity's got to be up near 90% somewhere. Temperature probably in the 80s. Water everywhere you look around this town. Smathers to midfield. Moves it off to Connell, making a run down the far side. Former South African star goes to Robb. Back to Smathers to now Trost. Manages to take the ball away. Marsh trying to catch up to Trost. That's a switch. Pass intended for Moyers, and Moyers just really hustling. Couldn't quite get there in time. And Egan will come with the throw-in. Decides to go downfield as he sees an open man. Robb coming out, so is Jokerst. Jokerst came out hard, and Robb was tripped up and went tumbling over the goal, and I think we may get a penalty kick.
Frank, I think that's unfortunate because I think if we can get that play back on replay, here it is. You'll see that Madison is beat, Wall is beat, Jokerst comes out. He really doesn't go after the player, but goes after the ball and brought Robb down the penalty area. Just an unfortunate play because Robb just got to the ball when Jokerst got there.
Robb is the injured player. He's being tended to, and we'll remind you, this is St. Louis Stars soccer.